Hello and welcome guys. Today in the second video of Pandas tutorial. So basically here in this video we will be looking at indexing and selecting data, row wise, column wise, position and label wise indexing. So basically you have seen how we do in Numpy arrays. Similar way we will be doing it here. I mean you will be passing a start index, you will be passing n index, and then just like that we will be using here as well. Now we will be looking at different type of ways, like row wise, column wise, and then label wise. Label means obviously column wise, column name wise, and then we'll see what is the label based indexing. So label based indexing means by using it has two method, ilock, lock, those type of things. So let's start and then you will see how we do it here. So basically let's say if you have remember like how we do row wise, so what you do is you pass start index and you pass index. Okay, so you will take that data frame, okay, df1, and inside the bracket you will pass start index and index. So suppose you want to see in between 8395, okay, and you want to see between you have to do is 2, and then you want to 8398. So it is simple base row wise indexing. So it will show you rows between these two starting and ending index. So suppose now what you want to do, selecting every alternate rows, every alternate fifth rows. Okay, so like 5th row, 10th row, like that. Okay, so for that what you will do, you will type 5 is to 2. Okay, so it will show you from 5th index. I want every second output. Okay, which means in every row you will be skipping 2 rows at a time. So it will show you 5, 7, 9, 11, like that. So your starting index will be 5. So if you want to skip by 5 times, you will write 5. So it will show you 5, 10, 15, 20, like that. Okay, so like I was saying. So now you will be, let's say, how we select column in Pandas. Okay, so there is two way of selecting columns in Pandas. So let's say you want to store it inside sales. Okay, now you will call df1 the data frame name, and what is the name of that particular column. So if the column name that you want to take is product id, you'll just pass product id. Okay, and like this you will be taking selecting columns in here. Now you can see it will show you all the data that have inside this particular column. Now let's say you want to take 2 columns. At that time you can't directly just put inside one single list, because obviously series is just 1 column, but data frame is 2 columns. So data frame, for data frame you need to pass 2 start bracket, okay, 2 square bracket. So then only it will work. Okay, otherwise it will show error. So I'll show you that also. So like this you want to like say 2 data frame. Okay, so now let's say if you just passed 1 square bracket, what will happen? It will throw error. Okay, yeah, key error, because it didn't find it in index. That is what it is saying. Now let's say you can also like there is another way of doing it, is pointing that particular column. Okay, so what I mean by pointing that particular, so you have sales data frame. Okay, not sales, you have df1 data frame. Okay, now you want that particular column. Okay, so the name of that particular column is prod id. Okay, so now just pointing that column id, you can also select the column like this. Okay, so this is how you will be basically checking or selecting column names. Okay, now there is one thing that I wanted to show you with related to this error. Okay, so why we have faced that error. Okay, so now let's check what is the data type. Okay, now if I check data type with 2 square bracket, what it will say, type of sales. Okay, now with 1 square bracket, what's okay, so we have to print. Now you see the difference, right? With 2 square bracket it will consider it as a data frame, but with 1 square bracket it will consider it as a series. And that's why if you are like selecting column as a series, obviously you can't pass 2 column, and that's why it throws a error, thrown us error, because obviously you are looking for 2 column and you are not passing square bracket, because it is only valid for data frame. Okay, and this is why it throws us error. Okay, so this is how you will be looking at different based on different requirement, you will be selecting this type of data. Okay, now let's say you want to you want to set some index. Suppose you have this data frame df1. Okay, now from this data frame only you want some of the column to be part of index. Okay, so that time what you will do, you will use the set index method. So df1 dot set index, and you have to pass the name of that particular column. So which column? I want to set it as, let's say, order quantity. Okay, so it will set order quantity as your index. Now if you'll see, the order quantity has become my index. Okay, and this is how you will be setting index from your existing feature that you have in your data frame. Now let's say you want to set 2 indexes, so that time what you will do, you will pass 2 index and 2 feature names. Okay, let's say discount also. So what is saying? Okay, we have to pass it inside squad. Okay, I have missed the parenthesis here, because it should be inside parenthesis. Now you will see, you can change it to the number of index you want. So if you want 2 indexes, you can convert it into 2 indexes also. So this is how you will be working with set index. Now let's move to label based encoding. Okay, based encoding. Now here basically there are 2 methods. One is row wise, another one is column wise. So basically we call it position and level wise. So for position we use df.ilog. For position we use df.ilog, and for label we use df.log. So we'll see both the examples, how both of them works. So here, okay, so we already have the data frame, right? Now we'll use ilog functionality. Okay, so basically what I mean by that is we will be labeling, you will be looking how labels we can filter based on these 2 basically method, and we'll see how easy is to like implement. Okay, so what you will do, you will you will pass the data frame, and then from what location you want the data. Okay, 2 to 4. Okay, now you will see index location of 1,4. 1 second. So as you can see in the sales data, I want to access this particular value. So what I have done, I am telling him that I want the row index should be 1 and the column index should be 4, and this give me 42.27, and you can see the result. And this is how we will be accessing values using ilog, because index location. Okay, now let's say you want to access this particular value. Okay, so what you will do, you will see the you'll take the index number 8396, you'll put it here, and what is the index of column? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, it starts with 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So you will write 5. So you'll see this is how we will be accessing using ilog. Okay, and this is how easy it will be. Now let's say you want to access just the column. Okay, using ilog. So what you will type, df1 dot ilog, and you just pass the index. Okay, 5th number. Okay, so it will show you the value for, okay, let's don't get confused, let's see for 4th one, because 4th one is visible. Okay, now you will see what is my order ID. Order ID is 5485. Let's match this. Okay, order quantity, so order quantity is 35. Okay, so this is how, if you just pass the row number, it will show you the detail for obviously for everything. And if you pass row with column index, it will show you that particular value. Okay, so this is how useful ilog is to access that particular value inside a data frame. Okay, now I'll show you how to select multiple rows using list of indices. Now you'll select multiple. So what we'll do, df1 dot ilog, I want 3 7 and 8. Okay, now it will show you, because I told you like we have to inside double brackets, square bracket, you just have to pass the index number, and it will show you data for those, like we just seen an example in above. So this is how you will be selecting multiple rows using ilog. Okay, now selecting rows using range of index value. So like we seen, right, we have to use colon for that. Okay, so you want to see ranges. Okay, so what you will do, you will use ilog, and then you will pass range. So you want to see from 3 to 7, and you will pass this way. Okay, and it will show you from 3 to 7 what all rows I have in my data frame. Okay, and this is how it this is how this this is how it easy it is to index, filter, and see the data set. Okay, so now let's say you want to select based on multiple rows and multiple columns. Okay, So columns. Okay, so this time what you will do, df1 dot ilog, you will pass I mean uh, uh, two basically indexes. So for first I want to see from 3 to 6, and for second I want to see 2 to 5. Okay, now you will see from, so now you will see how basically it has given me data for multiple columns. Okay, so what I'm saying here is, so what you saying here is, I want to see the columns between 4 to 2 to 5, and I want to see row between 3 to 6. Okay, and this is how it will show you. Now let's say you just want to see first two columns. So at that time what you will do, you will write the same code, but you will just change from 0 to 2, because last index is n minus 1, so that's why you need to give +1. So now you will see that it has gave me rows for two columns. Okay, first two, and this is how we work with ilog. Now let's move to label based filtering, or you can say indexing. Okay, indexing. Okay, now this uses dot lock. Okay, dot lock functionality. Now we'll see how we use dot lock functionality to check. So let's first see the very first very easy example, that is I want to see the fourth. Now by just passing the fourth index, it will show you the details for fourth index, fourth row. Okay, so this is how you will do. So remember what ilog used to return us using this. So it used to return the same thing, but the difference is, so we'll see the difference using another example. So let's say I am defining df2 equal to df1 dot copy. Okay, now we'll make df2 order id as index. Okay, so this order id as index, so we'll do dot set index. Okay, now you will see the difference. So basically why we use dot lock instead of ilog. So basically here what I will do, I am basically I will be filtering some particular order id. So what I want from df2 data frame, basically where the index is, let's say this particular one. Okay, this particular one, and I want these many columns. Okay, okay, these 3 columns. Okay, so let's say I want to see these 3 columns, so I will pass the name of them. So sometime you know the name, sometime you don't know the name. Okay, so that time what you will do, you just want to see the value of this particular index and these 3 columns. So it will show you for that particular index what is my values for all these columns. So if you check it inside df2, it will show you that particular thing. Okay, now what we have like checked, this one. Okay, 5485. Okay, this one. Okay, now you will see the value for shipment id is this one, and value for customer id is this one, and the sales number is this one. And this is how you will be using location to basically filter row based on index. Okay, so basically the difference is here you can use names, but in the ilog you have to provide indexes, not features. Okay, that is the main difference between them. Okay, so you have to provide index instead of names in ilog, but in location you can pass names, because sometimes you know the name of the feature, but you don't know the index, so that time you use it. Okay, now let's say another example, you want to see select multiple orders. Okay, and it should be based on some other column also. Okay, so let's see the examples, let's see that example. Okay, so just copy that code, and then so basically just remove this. Now you want to see order, this order, let's say 86, and then you will pass the column name outside. Okay, so it will be, let's say I want to see sales and profit. Okay, so as you can see, what I am doing here is I am telling give me the index row of these 2 indexes, and I want sales and the profit. Data, the columns between sales and profit. But in ilog what we have done, we used to pass the index of that particular range, right? Where it gone? Yeah, like this. We were passing ranges. Okay, we were passing ranges, not the column name. But here I am saying I want the columns between sales and profit, and that is why it shown me that 4 columns, because this 4 columns comes inside sales and profit column. So this is what the main difference. Here you will be passing names instead of index or numbers. So I think you guys have like learned how to use iloc and location. Let's move to next tutorial. Yeah, thank you.